Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode number 255 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media, and I am donning the San Francisco Giants batting practice lid, so you know who's back. He's not wearing a Giants hat. He's wearing his silver and black since football is underway. The All-Star, Logan Webb. Hi, bud.
How you doing? Good to see you. It's been too long.
I know it has been. We got a lot to cover, but don't worry. We'll get to your favorite football team in just a second. We are recording this on a Tuesday. You had a very busy Monday. How was Pebble Beach?
It was a blast. It was honestly, you like the drive in. Everything is just it's unbelievable. And there's Blake. Yeah, he didn't have the best day out there. He was not having as much fun as some of us were. I didn't play bad. I shot a 90. I mean, I'll take it. The last time I played, I shot like 105. So I was actually hitting the ball decently well. Kurt shot, I think, a 78. It's fantastic.
Wow.
And then my cousin actually shot even 72.
Who the hell's your cousin?
He's played for a long time. And it was a great group. Good caddies. It's huge. That place does it right.
So was this your first? This wasn't your first time playing Pebble, was it?
First time.
Oh wow!
First time being really down there. I haven't played all those. I know there's a couple different courses, but yes, first time being down there. It was sick. It was awesome.
So I covered the 2000 U.S. Open up there when Tiger whipped everybody by 15 shots.
Yeah,
they have a media day like a month before, and I ended up playing it. But it's a shotgun start. And I think I started, I want to say, on the really short par 4 6th. And I striped it right down the middle, hit like a great 8-iron, nailed a birdie putt, and I was like, fuck, this is going to be incredible. And then the next ball on the par 3 7th, I hit it in the ocean, sculled it right in the ocean.
Yeah.
It'll bring you back quickly.
So quick. It'll humble you quickly.
Yeah. What was the best part? Was there one hole or something in particular where you're like, that is incredible, I'll remember it forever?
Probably the 7-8, like that little stretch of, and then 17, 18 are awesome. But yeah, I think 7-8, 7-8, 9 are probably the coolest ones.
All right. Do you rip it? Do you rip the ball off the tee?
Yeah, but I that's my problem, is I swing way too hard. So it's like consistently, like I got a hook. So my hands go, my body doesn't move, my hands just go. And, first tee box yesterday, I think, or no, first time using the driver, because first tee box, you didn't want to use a driver, but, I'm like, all right, same thing. I was working on the driving range, get the body going. I straight right, like shanked it. Terrible. I'm like, this game's just stupid. Stupid game.
How did the nerves compare to your day job when you're playing something like that? Did you get nervous at all yesterday?
I probably that first tee box when there's a bunch of people watching.
Yeah.
Especially
when they know who you are, by the way, because there's definitely people who are like, wait a second, that's Snell and Logan. All due respect, Kurt Casale, they were like, okay, who's that playing with him? Maybe they would have figured it out. He wears a mask for a living. How are they supposed to?
I know. He actually thought it was the first guy when we got there asked him, he's like, you're Logan? And he was like, no, I'm not. It was good. It was funny. It was good stuff. But no, it was I think Blake's hard to miss too. So
yeah.
It was there's a bunch of people watching. A couple Dodger hats actually watching right next to us. So it's a little intimidating, but yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
And then the nightcap. You guys went to the Niners Jets Monday nighter.
Yeah, that was a blast. Niners look good. The Niners look dang good. No McCaffrey, and you're just running the ball like that. There he is, little Kurt Casale.
Okay, it's good, decent seats. Is that a little suite action up there?
Yeah, they kind of. It was kind of last second. We just decided. I didn't. A big group actually went. don't know if you saw there's a big group of the guys, Snell, Rogers, Beck. I know a couple of our trainers went. Trainers went. They're all Jets fans. All the trainers. Couple Jets, couple Patriots fans. So they weren't too happy, but um, yeah, it was kind of last second, and me and Kurt were like, "Do we really want to? Like, we're playing golf in the morning. It's a 2 hour drive, and we did it, and we had a blast." So, yeah, it was fun. It was a long day. It was exhausting, but probably honestly got in and out after. I mean, I think it's the best off day that I've ever had.
It's
Like
nice.
it's probably the best off day that I've ever had.
Good. Good. Don't let your wife hear that. But
I
the
know.
rest of it's great. Yeah, that's all right.
Yes.
Shh. Shh.
Yeah.
That's all right.
You're right. You're right.
All right, more of our conversation with Logan Webb is coming your way. But first, I want to tell you about a game-changing product that we actually used recently. A night out drinks. It's called Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol. Now, let's face it. After a night out with drinks, some of us don't bounce back the way that we used to. You usually are left to making a choice. Either have a great night out, ton of fun, or a great next day. That is until we heard about Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol. Pre-alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings right after drinking. So here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct. It's not dehydration that's actually to blame for your rough next day. So pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break the byproduct down. Just remember to make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly. You're going to feel your best the next day. Recently, went to Vegas, right? I did a show there, so I was working. I kind of took it at a nice, even pace. But Michelle went with me. She's like, what this? The Z-Biotics pre-alcohol. We took it with us. She had it first, had a couple of pops. The next day, feeling great, ready to go, ready to tackle her day out in Las Vegas. She wasn't like, oh my God, I feel miserable. It was the exact opposite. And we're a little older than the average party goers. So it worked for her. It's going to work for you. Head on over to zbiotics.com/rotation. Get 15% off your first order when you use rotation at checkout. Pre-alcohol is backed with 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, not sure why, but if you are, they're going to refund your money. No questions asked. Remember to head on over to zbiotics.com/rotation. Use that code rotation at checkout, 15% off. Thank you, Z-Biotics, for sponsoring this episode and our good times. All right, let's get to your Raiders.
Yeah.
Do you get a chance to even watch? What'd you get? Just highlights? Did you go back and watch the game because you were busy playing Sunday?
Um, I watched it. I mean, you can watch a decent amount. Like, you go back and forth a little bit.
So you snuck in. You snuck into the Petco clubhouse.
Yeah.
It's
I
okay.
mean, I pitched the night before, so it was my treatment day. So I was kind of,
Treatment
yeah.
day.
So I got to watch. I got to watch a little bit of it. I saw it.
Okay. What do
I watched
you
more after the
What do
game,
you
but
like when you watch a Raiders game? Are you like the rest of us as football fans? Are you motherfucking those guys? Are you screaming at the TV like what an idiot you are, Gardner Minshew? Why are you trying to double dribble a football? Like, is that what you're doing?
I used to do it more. I haven't done it as much in past years. I try to. I do get mad still, but not necessarily motherfucking guys. Um, but yes, that was frustrating. That was a frustrating play. But I don't. Who was that on though? Like, is that? I mean, I know it's on Minshew, of course, but is Devontae? Is he supposed to be? I mean, they're supposed to be running a screen there, or
I didn't hear. All I did was call the highlight on the highlight show I work on Game Day Highlights on
yeah, it
NFL
didn't.
Network, and it was the first time I had seen the play because some of the late games I don't get to see the highlights till I'm actually calling them on the screen, so I didn't really see it until I was like, "What the hell just happened? Did Gardner
Yeah.
accidentally put his hands through his greasy hair before that and soup up that ball a little bit?"
I thought there were some good things that they did. I mean,
Oh my god!
what? I thought there were some good things that they did. It
You
seemed like I mean, the defense played well, except for that big run. They had two big runs, but the defense played good.
yeah,
No. You don't
fine.
like that?
You know,
I,
we face each other in 3 weeks, your team and my team.
I know.
Maybe we
Your
have to have
team,
a friendly wager on that?
yeah. Yeah. We'll think of something.
Yeah.
Speaking of your team,
different tax brackets, you and I, but we can find something
okay.
interesting.
All right.
Yeah. Now, listen, my team's got all sorts of. It's a shit show. Well, we got all
Yeah.
sorts of problems too. So, just saying. Do you already have your schedule? Like, when's the first Raider game you're going to go to?
Well, got a newborn on the due October 1st.
Oh, so yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, so probably not until later in the season. I do. My wife does want to go. She loves going to those games. She loves
Oh,
the Raiders stadium. So I think maybe we get a little parents getaway for a weekend and go to a game. Always try to go to a Knights game. You gotta go to a Knights game the night before,
oh.
and so yeah, I think we'll go to one.
Look at this. You guys, your child's not even here, and you're already planning the parental getaway. Yeah, I dig that. I like
You
it.
have to, right?
Yeah.
You have to.
What? So let's talk about that for a second. We're like, your life is about to change, brother, in 3 weeks. Are
I know.
you
I'm
nervous?
excited.
What do we
I'm
got?
excited. I'm not excited to not sleep,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I am excited to to have our baby. It's gonna be we're really excited. It's a good thing.
It's a great thing. Can
It's
I?
an awesome thing. It's the best thing, honestly.
I don't want to pry too much, but I do have two boys, right? And 23 and 18. So it's been a while since I've been on the road you're about to go to. But all I will tell you is this: uh, yes, your life will change. Do everything. Don't be one of those dudes who's like, well, I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. You do everything
Yeah.
because when they're like, now I talk to Josh, who's 6'5", when we go on walks at night. I was like, yo, brother, you used to wipe your ass. Like, can you do something for me? Like, you can always hold that over them. Be like,
Yeah.
but you want to do that. You want to do everything because it's great. You're going to love it, man. I'm excited for you too.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's gonna be great.
It's going to be great. Having the baby up there in Northern California and everything, right? You live there, or
No,
do
it'll
you
be
Arizona?
Arizona. It'll be in
Oh,
Arizona. So hopefully the timing works out. With the season ends on the 28th. Probably try to get out of here as you know fast as I can so I can see her. And but we finish at home, but the 3 days before that we're in Arizona, so I'll be
oh,
able to be there and help her out. And hopefully, I heard the first. And this is my wife talking, and other people telling her the first time usually you're full term, right? Or it's a little bit late. Usually, I mean that's the
yeah. Everybody's different.
yeah. Um, so hopefully, right around October 1st will be perfect timing. Honestly,
Yeah. Well, could have gotten a little dicey if things
gonna
had
gotten a
worked
little
out.
dicey.
Well,
Yeah,
I just want to thank all the Giants players for making sure that we're free October 1st. Kind of sucks, but sorry. Let's get to it. We're not
that's all right. That's all right. We're technically not out of it.
not technically not
There's
out of it. Technically,
how many
that's true.
games? How many games do we play? Yeah. I mean, hopefully we. I think who? It was the Cardinals, right? In 21, they won 17 straight.
They did to
Let's just do that.
to eke in there. To eke in there. But let's deal with reality here. Giants fans are listening. Where, in your opinion, did the organization miss this year?
Um, I don't I don't think they missed. I think that it was hard that um you know you get two guys super late in spring training and two guys that are pretty damn good. Like big, Matt Chapman is the leader on our team. But it took a month or two to kind of really settle into that because it's a new team. He doesn't want to step on anybody's toes, and now he's here for the next 6 years, and he's going to be our. We keep joking around about it. We want to put the C on his chest, and he's our captain. So, um, but then yeah, and then we got hit kind of by the injury bug. Alex Cobb, who is now with your team, wasn't able to pitch for us, and we were, Cobb was a big part of our team the year before, so that was a tough one. Um, then we trade him, and there's a whole lot of stuff, right? Blake got hurt early. I think we got a really young team. A lot of young guys on our team right now, and I think there's mistakes when that it comes, that comes with that, right? It's different things. So I don't think they necessarily missed. I think, um, we obviously we had higher expectations. We do get some guys. Right? We get Robbie Ray, and we get Blake Snell, and we get Matt Chapman and Soler and all these guys. I think we had a higher expectation for us. We get a Hall of Fame manager in Bob Melvin, and yeah, I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to got to be better. We just got to be better. I think we've actually played decently well at home, and we've just kind of shit the bed on the road throughout the season. And I think that's something we got to look at and dig deep going into next year. And I think, I mean, we played a 3-game set in San Diego against the hottest team in baseball, and we took 2 out of 3. And so I think that's it. I mean, those are little steps. I know it's not. It sucks because you're already out of it, so it's not really. We're not, like I said, we're not technically not out of it,
Yeah.
um, but I think those are steps in the right direction. You let these young guys see that you can stick with some of these teams, and I think our next road trip we play Baltimore, Kansas City, and Arizona. Right, we're playing 3 great baseball teams, so that'll be a huge test for us, and we can go in there and play well. We haven't been able to get on a run. I think the most games we won in a row is 4, and I don't think I think playoff teams have 2 or 3 times in the season where they win 8 to 10 in a row, right? So, um, I think it's been frustrating for all of us.
TD Tutty, taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. And right now, all new customers who bet just $5 will instantly get $250 in bonus bets plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Now that's something we can all celebrate. That's $250 in bonus bets instantly and 1 month of NFL Plus Premium after betting just $5. Stay in on the action and use your $250 in bonus bets to bet anytime touchdowns on DraftKings, which is the place to bet touchdowns. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and new customers use promo code ROSE and bet just $5 on any wager and get $250 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code ROSE only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
How do you make sure that Blake Snell is a part of your team next year?
I'm going to do everything. I mean, I hope they, I don't know how that's going to all work out. I kind of hope they do what they did with Chappie, right, and kind of start the conversations now, so we're not, bidding against some, other teams. That I'm sure there's teams in our division that are going to try hard to get him. Teams that need starting pitching, good starting pitching, and he's been the best in baseball since the beginning of July. So um, it's been awesome to watch, and he's one of my favorite teammates, and so hopefully we do everything we can to get him back, because I think that he didn't have a spring training, right, and we talked about this earlier this season, right? He didn't have a spring. He was kind of scuffling, um he was probably, I think he was doubting himself a little bit, and then all of a sudden, look what happens when he gets to gain some confidence, and he's back to Blake Snell, right? He's a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. Not many guys are 2-time Cy Young Award winners, and you can see it when he throws. It's like, man, throwing pellets, like it's unbelievable. It's a lefty. It's like, I don't know how anybody hits this. So I think we got to do everything that we can to get him back for sure. I do think he should be a big part of our future going forward.
Will you say anything to the front office, or just let them do their job?
I've if they ask me, I'll do everything I can. I'm not gonna. Um, I've tried to do that before. Texting the front office or you know texting Buster, who's ownership now, saying, hey, we gotta sign this guy. I gotta sign this guy. And um, you know, I think I gotta let them do their job. And if they need my help or they need my opinion, I'll be there if they want it.
Is Blake as goofy as he appears sometimes?
Oh yeah, he's great. He's great. He does a bunch of weird things. He's a left-handed starting pitcher. I mean, that's the easiest way of me explaining it. He's a left-handed starting pitcher, but
What does that mean? What does he do where you're like, oh my God, you are just living up the stereotype to a T?
um, he does a couple different things. One, he does this like the so like every day before the game when he's not throwing, he'll get a Red Bull, put it in a cup with ice, and he puts like half of the God, what is it? It's almost like the snow cone like syrup. He pours it in there. Like I'm talking pours it in there. And he'll mix like different ones and our road our clubbies on the away side bring him new flavors like every week. Like they're like I guess they have it on the opposing side, and he just pours it in there, and he just like loves that. And he's just like I said, he's a funny guy. He loves shoes. I know everyone's seen that, right? It's unbelievable. We got to go to his house in Seattle. We had an off day there, so he invited us all over, and the shoe collection is. I mean, it's just like I asked him after. I said, "Why do you have this many shoes?" And he's got this wall. So he has a basketball court, like underground basketball court, which is sick, absolutely sick. But on the side of it is a bunch of like sneakers, like Jordans, and he's like, "I've worn maybe two of these." I'm like, "So why do you have them? What are you doing, dude?" But it's a show pad for sure.
What was his answer, by the way?
He just likes them. He gets new. We get home from road trips. There's 10 new shoes every time. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you buying all these? You're not even gonna wear half of them. He gets cleats every time too, and he wears one of them. He literally wears the same pair of cleats the whole time. I'm like, why do you keep getting new cleats? Seeing a bunch of different gloves, different color gloves. It's it's Blake though.
Yo, bro, you almost knocked him out after the no hitter.
I know. I saw it. So it was. I wish they just had the jugs, right? It's so easy. It's so much easier. But all they had was that big ass cooler, and I grabbed it at first, and then I saw Harry grab the other side. So I'm like, all right, let go of the side of it, and then we just smacked him. I felt so bad. We hit him so hard too.
Yeah, you could see it. He's probably almost the first pitcher in Major League history to throw no hitter and end up on the 7-day concussion list due to a Gatorade cooler.
Yeah, but I think any other situation he's pissed. But because he threw a no hitter, I think he was okay with it. It's the only time. It's the only thing that could make it okay is that he threw a no hitter.
As a friend of his and a fellow starting pitcher, were you nervous like in the 8th and 9th inning?
Oh yeah, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't. I knew he was. I knew he was throwing really, really well. I didn't know until like the 7th inning that I was like, man, they don't have a hit, and I don't think they had gotten close to a hit either. Like it was like he was dominating, and so yeah, the 7th and 8th and the 9th, I was pretty nervous.
There you
I
are.
was pretty nervous.
Yeah, you guys, y'all look so cute. You look like little leaguers bouncing up and down after winning sectionals or something. It's adorable. It really. Do you guys go out and party that night or anything?
We hung out at the hotel. I think we had a day game the next day, so I think one of us had a kind of like a suite to hang out in. We hung out, and Blake didn't even hang out. I think he was playing 2K or something.
Of course he was.
So we were all celebrating his no-hitter. And honestly, we were just sitting there like talking about him the whole time. Like that was incredible. He was throwing 98, sometimes 99, just like I said, pellets. Like there's just like it's unbelievable. And he was dotting that game. It was fun to watch. Like it was just fun to. I've had to. The thing is I've seen it before because I faced them before. Like I faced them last year and the year before, and somehow I always pitched against him. And I watched it, and I'd be sitting in the opposing dugout, just going, "Jesus, man! Like this is incredible." So, yeah, it's that one game I didn't spend multiple games, but that one game I was, oh my god. Then he had the 15 strikeout game, too, and it was like he had like 30 something whiffs. I was like, I get like 3 a game. Like, can I just get a couple of those? How do you do it? You know, trying to throw curveballs in the bullpen, throw over the top.
So let me get this straight. He throws a no-hitter after he had never seen the 9th inning before in his career. You all are celebrating, and he's playing video games?
Yeah. That's Blake. He beats to his own drum. Loves video games. He likes getting on there and talking shit to the kids that he beats in 2K and MLB The Show. That's just him. At his house, he's got a sick, like little studio that he does. So I can't fault the guy. It's what he does, right? And
no, I love it.
It's not like it was the whole team hanging out in the room. There was like 6 or 7 of us. It wasn't 25 guys hanging out, just like
Blake
talking about him. He's just not there, right? It was but yeah, it was yeah. I mean, nobody cared if he wasn't there or not. We tried to get him there, but he was tired. I mean, like I said, it was the first time going the 9th, right? And he was pretty exhausted afterwards. You could tell, and he had a headache. So I got it there. That was his excuse.
Well, courtesy of you.
Yeah.
I love watching you pitch. Like, you're a bulldog, and we know that. You feel like you are the exact opposite of what people are looking for today, right? They want all swing and miss. You just joked about I get 3 a game. I didn't get a chance to see your pitching performance Saturday against the Padres, but I looked at the line score. Got your usual innings in there. 3 runs, I think. 10 hits, 9 singles.
Yeah.
Is that kind of a badge of honor for you when you give up double-digit hits and they're all, whatever, just found a hole, oh well? Or is it mentally exhausting for you?
It's pretty exhausting. It was kind of, I think they had a good game plan. And they, I think I was at 84 pitches, right, through 6. But it was, they kind of ambushed early, right? And I think that's something that, teams have done in the past and had success doing. I think I throw a lot of strikes. I try to stay in the zone as much as I can with all of my pitches. And I think they were like, all right, we're just going to take what he gives us, and they had a great approach, right? I think it was 9 singles. Most of them were like up the middle or opposite field hits, and that's kind of the way it goes sometimes, right? There's games where they do the same thing, and I give up 3 hits because they went to right at people, right? So, and that's a good hitting team. That's a good team just in general. I got to face them again on Thursday. So, or no, Friday. But I think every time I face those guys, no joke, every time I face them, they get 8 to 10 hits. I think they got 9 hits earlier this year in one of the games. Even my complete game last year, I think they got like 8 hits. It's a good hitting team. They have a good approach. I think they're top 5 in batting average. So I think Arise got a hit on every one of. I threw him a four seam, a cutter, sinker. I think he got hit on all 3 of those. So it's just the type of team that they are. They just get hits, and it's just my job in those situations to try to limit it, and try to get the ground ball to find somebody, and luckily I was. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it is exhausting though. It's exhausting. First of all, it was like the hottest it's ever been in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
It's humid, so I'm dying out there. And then I felt like every inning it was first and second, no outs. And I'm like, all right, I got to just try to dig in, just find the bottom of the zone, hopefully, and it goes at somebody.
You are on pace to lead the league again in innings pitched. You're, God willing, over the last few weeks, going to make every start again. In a world where we're looking at strikeouts and spin rate and everything else, how proud are you of those facts?
Yeah, for sure I'm proud of it. I think you know, I think I've gotten myself in trouble too doing that a little bit. Not necessarily. I want to lead the league in innings every single year. I'm going to try to do that every single year. I want to go as far as I can in games. But I also think like there's times when I need to personally look at like if I am exhausted out there, don't try to push it. Um, and I think I got a little bit of backlash for a couple weeks ago. I think I was in the 8th inning. I think Bomo got some backlash for it, which sucks. I got some backlash for it, but it was tied 2-2. I think we were playing the White Sox, and I was at 90 something pitches after the 8th, but I'd been sick for like 2 weeks and had been like real sick. And I had some physical things that I was dealing with, and I got pulled. And I didn't want to leave the game. I was pissed about it. Bowman was pissed about it. It was just it was said before the game that I was only going to throw 90 pitches, and then we're going to stick to it. And I kind of joked. I was like, hey, if I'm at 90 something pitches in the 8th, I'm going to go out for the 9th. And I got to the point, and they were like, no, we're just not going to. I think if we were winning, I think I would have stayed in there for sure, but it was a tie game. And, like I said, I think there's been times where I go back out, Milwaukee. I threw 5, I was at 98 pitches, and I I wanted to be in that game. I came in the dugout and I told Bomel, hey, I'm in this game. And it was incredibly hot. It was more like the hottest day in Milwaukee. I keep getting the hottest days in these places. Like the hottest day in Milwaukee all summer, 100% humidity. And I was at 90, I think I was at 98 pitches. And I came in there. I was like, I want this fucking game. I want to stay in here. And it was the 6th inning. It was not. And I go out there and I walk the first guy and I give up a homer the next at bat. And all of a sudden we go from winning 3-2 to losing 4-3. And I feel bad about that because then I'm like, man, I should have just let them take me out, let the bullpen do their job. But I want to be out there, and that's how I am. That's how I think I love it because some of these other young guys are trying to do that, and I think on our team are trying to go out there and do as much as they can and throw more pitches. And I think even Blake has thrown 115 pitches in a game and gone out for the 7th, and I think that's a good identity to have if we want to keep doing this thing in San Francisco, because that's how they used to do it. Right? I think it's the old school starting pitcher. I love that. I like throwing innings. I'd love watching starting pitchers go 7-8 innings every time and try at least try to. So it's fun for me.
Who's your favorite starting pitcher to watch? You cannot pick anybody on your team.
Favorite starting pitcher to watch. That's a tough one. There's a couple guys. there's a couple guys right now. I think probably the easy pick right now is like is Scooball. I mean that guy is it's electric. We missed him. He came to San Francisco. We didn't face him. But I kind of wanted to as a pitcher. I was like, I kind of want to watch him pitch in person. Um, I think Zach Wheeler's up there too. Like I think those two are Zach Wheeler and Chris Sale. I think one of those two is going to win the Cy Young, and but Wheeler's been probably one of my favorites to watch for a couple years now. I faced them in 21. That sucked. I had to try to bunt against them. It was miserable. But yeah, it's just they're just pitchers, man. Those guys, Scooball seems like he's had a lot of innings and throwing a lot of innings, and I think Wheeler throws a lot of innings, and watching Chris Sale do it, he's been doing it for so long now, and I got to hang out with him at the All-Star game, and yeah, it was a blast. So I love watching those guys throw.
Okay, let's get to it because I don't think we've had you on since the All-Star game, if I'm not mistaken. We got right when you got named to the team, and you were talking about how exciting it was, and I don't think we had you on since. So what was the best part of that experience?
The best part was the night before the All-Star game. I got to watch the Home Run Derby and hang out with these guys.
You're chuckling about something, though.
Because it's probably one of the more hungover days I've been. The day of the All-Star game, and I take responsibility for that. I was having a blast. It was a cool experience. I'm watching the Derby. They had a post game like players celebration or like a party for the players and their families. He was on the Star. It was in the middle of the Cowboy Stadium. Lil Jon is DJing. It's free alcohol. I just enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it when my wife woke me up at 7 in the morning and said, "Hey, I gotta get my makeup done right now." And I was like, "Oh no, this is gonna be a long day." And it was a long day. It was a
Wait a
long
second.
day.
So did she have like a makeup artist come to your room?
Come to the room. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
but she could have done that without telling you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble here. I'm
No,
just
no,
trying to
I'm not.
play this out.
Hey, my wife, I was like, all right, I understand. She's going on the red carpet that day. She was so excited. She looked stunning. She looked great. But it was a tough start to the day. And it was hot. It was hot in Texas. So we're walking. We get to the red carpet, and they get us in this tent. And the tent, there's a lot of us in there, and it was 100. It was probably over 100, and I thought I was going to throw up walking down the carpet, and that wasn't a fun feeling. It wasn't a great feeling, but I enjoyed it. Now I know if I do ever make a future All-Star team and I'm going to pitch in it, to just relax the night before, enjoy it, but don't enjoy it too much, because I'm warming up. I'm throwing in the third inning, so me and Max Fried. He was pitching the second, I was pitching the third, and we're kind of trying to figure out how are we gonna do this. So we like warmed up before, like we say, tip our cap before, and then we like kind of get out of the line. We're like, all right, let's go warm up. And I warm up, and I sit down for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and I start throwing again on the mound. And I was excited, right? I was nervous. I was excited. I had a lot of Red Bulls. I got Tylenol on me because I'm trying to get the hangover out of me. I think I wasted all my good pitches in the bullpen. It was all I had. I wasted all of them. And then I go from the bullpen and I jog out to the mound. And like, only thing I'm thinking is like, don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up. And it's a long jog. It's a long jog. And I think my first pitch almost didn't make it to Will Smith. I would have felt real bad about that. So yeah, it was an experience. But like I said, definitely definitely gotta take it easy next time.
So a few things.
Yeah.
Number one, today's show is sponsored by Z-Biotics, which is something that you should have drank right before your first drink. So if anybody's listening and they plan on pitching in next year's All-Star game, I think it's in Atlanta, which will be hot and nasty, just like it was in Arlington this year. Get Z-Biotics, throw it down, and then you'll be good to pitch in the next day. Number two, this is your moment. The game doesn't frickin' count. It's an exhibition. If you want to go, it's a long season. You work your ass off. You make every start. You go at least 6 innings every time. If you want to go have a great time, you deserve it. Don't feel bad about that shit. And I don't want anybody saying or putting out on a clip, hey, Logan Webb was hungover when he pitched in the All-Star game. So what? Doc Ellis was on LSD on his no-hitter, and that game counted. So stop.
I got out of there. I got out of the game, and I felt so bad. I was like, there's 7 million people watching. I said, this team is going to hate me, and I'm walking in the dugout, and I'm going, my bad, guys. And, like, every superstar you can think of that was on the national team was like, dude, who gives a fuck? Everyone was like, who cares? Who gives a fuck? Who fucking cares? Who cares? Who cares? I'm like, that's all I heard walking down. And I'm like, all right, that makes me feel better about myself. I was all right. That's all right. I do know some fans were mad at me.
For
because,
what?
A certain someone didn't get the All-Star Game MVP because they would have if we had won the game. You know who I'm talking about. So it's all right. I'm good with it. But I had a blast. I had so much fun. I had a freaking blast up until that one inning. So like 10 minutes of the All-Star experience wasn't great, but everything else was awesome. The guys are freaking cool. I don't think I can say one bad thing about any of the guys I met, that was probably the coolest. That's actually the coolest thing for me is like meeting all these superstars around baseball and realizing how awesome all these guys are. And it's made some friends for life through it. So it was cool.
Did you exchange some numbers with guys?
Yeah, a couple guys. And then I think one of my favorite guys was probably Ozuna. Marcell Ozuna is that guy's classic. It's nonstop, just having fun. I think he plays like that during the regular games, right? You saw it during the All-Star game, you saw it during the Home Run Derby. But I think he's just awesome. And then he came to San Francisco after that and gave him a big hug, and it was cool to see all these guys. Max Fried's one of my also, got to talk to him. I think we talked baseball for a good 2 days straight, and just about everything. It was awesome. Got to hang out with Glass a lot. I know that's one of your guys. He's awesome. Christian. I mean, there's just a bunch of different guys that I got to hang out with, and yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I wonder what's in that Gatorade cup.
I was gonna say that might be where it all started, where the downfall started. I'm just saying, could be right there.
I think that was in the middle of the downfall, actually.
Dude, how much did you sweat on the red carpet? That's all I could think about was how.
A lot.
Ugh.
A lot.
Ugh.
I sweat a lot. It was.
You look great though. Look at how she looks radiant. I love seeing pregnant women dressed up. I think it's like another level, and she just looks. By the way, the makeup is A+. Just got to tell you.
Yeah, it was exactly. She looked amazing. It was a blast. I walked in between. I think the best part is they put me in between Trey Turner and Bryce Harper, so nobody said a word to me.
That's great.
So all these people asking, there's people asking, trying to ask questions, people trying to ask for autographs. I got a couple fans, Giants fans, here and there, but because I was next to those two guys, it was perfect because I did not have to talk or say hi to anybody. It was perfect.
That's amazing. Um, I am curious. Did you have a chance to like say hi to Shohei or no?
Yeah. I got to actually talk to him, and everyone's doing their own thing. There's a bunch of people moving around, and especially that guy. He had to do
Huh.
it was like a crazy amount of stuff. Him and Skeens. I mean, Skeens, I don't think sat down one time
Mhm.
during this whole experience, and he was the same way. And yeah, I got to talk to him a little bit. I got to talk to him about his. I was asking him about his how his rehab was going, and kind of. I broke out a cutter against him, and I had never thrown one. I had thrown one a couple years ago, but I've been working on it for like 6 years trying to throw one, and I actually finally found a grip that actually makes the ball cut. It's the first time, so I was like, I learned it the day before I faced the Dodgers, and I think he was either hitting second. I think Mookie was still playing, so I think Mookie probably got a base hit, or I walked him or something. And then he comes up. I think I throw a sinker, and I throw him a cutter, and I think he like fouled it off for maybe swing and miss. I don't know. It's probably a foul ball, but he fouled it off, and he's like looking at the board, like looking to try to see what it was, and it said cutter, and I think I threw it to him probably 5 or 6 times in that game. I threw it to Freddie too. I threw it to all the lefties randomly. Right, I decided to throw it against this team and all these superstars and all these lefties, and it actually worked. So I was like, I'm going to keep throwing it, and I've started throwing it more. But he asked me about it. He's like, "When did you start throwing a cutter?" I was like, "I just learned it the day before," and I was like, "You know what? I might as well try it on you." So he was, that was a cool experience, and it was cool talking to him about that. He's laughing about that. So, but he's an awesome guy, genuine, and I don't know how he does it, man. That guy, you know, my experience of the All Star game was I did warm ups. So we did everything I needed to do to be ready to throw in the game. But I mean, this guy, I think he lifted both days. It was like deadlifting and doing all this stuff. I'm like, it's the All Star break. Like I've used it. I don't know how you're doing it, but you can kind of see. I mean, he's about to have a 50-50 season, which is incredible. I mean, that's just insane. It's insane.
You're listen. People get Shohei fatigue. I think you're going to look back in this when you're done, and you're going to be my age, and your kid's going to be your age, and you're going to say, "Thank God." I want to thank the baseball gods for allowing me to play the
Oh
same
yeah,
time that this guy played.
it's un. It is unbelievable what he does. It is unbelievable. There's a couple guys, man. I look around baseball. There's a couple guys that I'm like, this is so cool that I get to watch these guys or see these guys. Whether that be the pitching side, right? I get to see Sale throw or Scherzer or Verlander or Blake Snell. I mean, I get to watch some of these, kind of like future Hall of Famers, right? And then I look at the hitting side, and I'm like, man, I get to face some of these future Hall of Famers, and I get to, like you said, Shohei. It's like I think he's almost like it's weird that I'm probably. It's almost as if he should get more attention. Like this he should get more attention. Um, I think Aaron Judge should get more attention for what he does. I think there's just baseball right now is incredible, and if people don't see that, I don't understand. I think people are seeing. I think it's becoming. Um, I know the ratings and everything. I could be wrong. Have been down past 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think it's starting to pick back up because you're seeing some of these guys like there's more people in the stands.
Yeah.
It's because it's I mean, these guys are. It's a show. You pay to see that, and I would pay to see it. I get to watch it. Sometimes I don't like watching it because it's against my team, but it's fun for me to be just like, man, that was pretty cool. And I think, like you said, when I get older, I'm gonna look back and be like, all right, that was I got to play against that guy. I got to play against that guy. Like, and I hope my kids love that too. I get to. For me, it's cool because I have players that I play with, or you know, that have kids that are starting to get older
Mm-hmm.
and like baseball more, and they have favorite players, and um, it's really cool for me to see that, right? And you know, see how excited they get when another player on a different team, or even our team, right? Like a couple of the kids love some of our players, right? Love me or Chappie or Snell, and they get so excited to see us, and it's like that's cool. That's cool.
Well, hell
That's probably the
yeah.
cool. It's such a cool thing that we get to do.
Listen, I've spent 3 decades around the game. You
Yeah,
have spent your entire professional career around it. We get a little, I don't want to say numb to it, but you just yeah, it's part of the game. I'll go to Dodger Stadium and cover a game, and you don't think much of it. But if you spin yourself back to your 8 or 10-year-old self, I remember the first time I ever saw a major leaguer, and he was a back end of the roster guy, a local guy named Jerry Dibzinski. He played for the Cleveland Indians. He was from Cleveland, Ohio, and he came and spoke to my summer camp. And I was like, oh my God, this is the closest I'm ever going to get to a major leaguer. And now I look at my career and I'm so thankful. And I've been able to bring my kids down on the field and they got to meet their hero. Like it is, and you'll see it with your children. Like it
yeah,
is incredible. It is there to see it through their eyes and to see. I love watching a kid meet a major leaguer for the first time because you just see somebody's world changing instantaneously.
awesome. That's we were all that kid at some point, right? That wanted to meet the big leaguer, or meet the professional athlete, and you wanted to be like them. Like that's who you wanted to be growing up, and that's it's pretty cool. It's like really really cool.
Hell yeah! Think of all the kids that are going to be inspired to be hung over the night before pitching in an All-Star game because of you now, right? I mean,
Yeah,
this is it. This is what we
yeah,
do. We set standards high.
yeah.
Last thing, because I know it is a work day for you. One of the young players that you got there is a kid named Grant McCray, who I think he had a 2-homer game recently.
Yeah.
Do you know who his dad is and what he is famous for?
Yeah, the running into the wall, breaking the wall. It's Rodney McCray, I believe.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, in the minor leagues. It's one of the greatest pieces of video ever where I mean, when did you know that was his dad? Did you guys know that in camp or was it when he came
I
up to
think
the show?
I think when he got called up to the big leagues, that's when I saw that. I think they played a clip on Instagram or Twitter or something that they showed that, and I haven't asked them about it yet, but I think that's pretty cool. I think Grant's the same type of guy that will run into a wall like that. So um, it's I mean that had to hurt.
Oh yeah, I mean he got up and his face is all like
Yeah, that had
smashed
to
in.
hurt.
That's minor leagues. I forget if that was in Portland or where that happened, but I remember, obviously we didn't have social media when that shit happened.
Yeah.
Um, but it got played on the Today Show. Like that's when you knew you made it in the sports world when they play something like that on the Today Show, and they're like, "Watch this out of the minor leagues."
Yeah.
Um, tell Grant not to run through the wall in right field because that
I
one,
will.
yeah,
Yeah, that
that
wouldn't
one
feel
might,
too good.
yeah, that one might take a little bit. My guess is we won't catch up until the off season when you become a proud papa. So I wish you and your wife the best on that. I think it's the best thing, man. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I'm
Right.
excited. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So we'll catch up at some point during the off season when you just need a little bit of time away and, you know,
Yeah.
take a deep breath or something. And
Yeah,
we'll,
maybe catch up. After a Raiders win, we'll catch up.
well, hopefully that won't come in week 4.
No. Hopefully yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
hopefully it's
fine
soon.
with you guys winning this weekend in Baltimore if you want to.
Yeah, we'll see. That's a good football team over there in Baltimore. So, and I don't think they were too happy with how they lost that first one. So we might
Yeah.
get an angry Baltimore team.
Hey,
Which
how's your fantasy team?
I have 6 leagues. I won
Stop. Hold on.
in
Yeah.
6 leagues. Yeah,
6 leagues?
yeah, yeah. I think I was in more last year, to be honest with you. I got like one. It's like one that's with my buddies back home. We have our team one. I got 2 dynasty leagues with both of them with guys around baseball. I got my dad's one that he's been doing for like 40 years with all of his buddies. And then I got one with my workout guys in Arizona. So it's like I got all these. So
Oh my
I'll
God.
it's a blast though. But I had a tough first week. I think I won in one of them. Actually, two of them.
Dude,
I
when
had
you're in
Marvin
6
Harrison
leagues.
Jr.
Oh
I had
God,
Marvin Harrison Jr. in 2 of them.
oh,
That hurt me. That hurt me
one catch,
pretty
4
good.
yards.
Yeah. And he was. I watched the whole game. He was open most of the game.
Little Kyler can't see out of his booster seat, man.
Throw him the football. But
You are
that
like
was
the rest of us.
that was a tough one. That didn't feel good.
All right.
I didn't have the first pick in any draft, so I didn't have McCaffrey, which
Oof.
that's a tough.
Imagine if that's
That's
what
a,
you needed to win. You're
that's
down like 7 points going into the Monday nighter, and you're like, oh my God, who's got Mason? Who's got Mason? And then
a
somebody in
bad
there.
beat. It's a bad beat right there.
That's a rough one.
Yeah. I
Uh,
think. Yeah.
Let me ask you this though: what's the big baller league that you're in? Who's in that from around the league?
Um. That's one of the. It's a dynasty league. It's a blast. Pat Bailey, Jock, Zach Greinke's in there, Bregman, Bellinger, AJ Pollock. I don't want to leave anybody out here. Jake Marisnik. Uh, it's a fun. Austin Barnes is in there. It's a fun league, but it's year round. So some of the trades offers that you get, um, are ridiculous, like stupid. Like it's like it's a blast, but I'll get. So I'm on Ross St. Brown on my. I'm like in the middle here. So like I only won in that league because I was facing Patrick Bailey, who is in a complete rebuild. He had guys that I don't think played the other day on his roster, right? And so I won with that. So you're kind of like there's guys that are rebuilding, then there's some guys that are completely stacked, like shouldn't have half of these guys on the team. Um, then I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm like the middle guy. I'll probably get in the playoffs, but I'm not. I probably won't win anything in the playoffs. But I have St. Brown. I'm on Ross St. Brown. I've been telling these guys, hey, you guys want to trade for him, and they've just been the worst offers I've ever seen. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. They're the worst offers I've ever seen. The only one that's come close, I think, is Jock, which is unfortunate because I don't want to trade with Jock. I don't want to. I don't want to give him St. Brown.
Why? Is he the guy to beat?
Yeah, he's got a good team. He's got a good team.
Who
I don't want to give it to him.
who won the
And
league
his
last year?
um, who won that league last year? I actually don't remember.
Well, you're in so many damn leagues. How can you keep up?
So it's the sleeper app, and I didn't make the playoffs because I couldn't beat the fucking median. Have you seen that on the sleeper app where we have like you play. I think it's stupid, but you play against the person, so you get a win from that. But you
Yeah.
also get an extra win if you beat the league median points for the week.
Oh,
So like this
yeah.
week, I didn't score a lot, but I scored 105 points. The league median was 107, so I didn't get a win. So I'm 1-1 somehow. It's the
After
same
one
shit
week.
that happened last year.
How's first prize in that? By the way, pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent. Yeah, it's a good prize.
Is that the Fam League? The Tommy
No, no,
Fam?
no, 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 no,
Okay.
no. This is a dynasty league that I think the one that they've done like I know they do the like Jock's in another one with all those guys.
Yeah.
I think it's Trout's league, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
think that's
Trout's
what
league.
he does. So um, I think that's just year to year. This one's a
Got
dynasty
it.
league because I think it's Granky. I think it's Granky that loves he's the dynasty uh, master. He's good at it too.
I'm
He had the
sure
worst league in the league last year. It was terrible. I think he's probably got the best league this year. He did it right. He
he's
did it right.
fascinating.
That's what I've heard. I heard he's awesome. I play with Robbie Ray is our is freaking awesome, great teammate, and I think they live. I think they're very close. Live right next to each other, and I think their kids hang out together and play sports together. So, yeah, it's he loves that guy, and so he said he's a fascinating guy for sure.
He is. All right, man. Great catching up with you. Like I said,
Yeah.
best when the baby gets here. Just happy, healthy. That's it. Finish up strong. Lead the league in innings pitched, starts. Go do your thing, and finish with a winning record and wherever it takes the Giants. That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
And have your silver and black lose to the Browns. That's it. Short-lived of witches here.
I want to do all those things except for the last one. But I can control that, though. We can't control that.
No, we can't. As much as we really think we can,
yeah,
we cannot.
We cannot control that.
Special shout out to our awesome producer, Robbie Scirocco, for Logan Webb of your San Francisco Giants. I am Chris Rose. We will see you next time here on the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media.